YouTube. Welcome to Upside DIY. So this system does work every time I power it on. So I upgraded this with 8 gigabytes of RAM. It originally had 2 gigabytes. Then I just want to check the power port, or not the power port. Well, it's plugged in the charger, but the USB ports. They're going to basically hook up. I might buy a USB hub, but also I want to try to hook up 2 tablets to this. So this is going to be my 2 Fire tablets, which is in this bottom case. I have 2 cheap GoPros, and 1 pocket camera. But this is going to be my media center, and the tablets have headphone jacks to it. This has headphone jacks, memory card slots, DVD. So I'm gonna really kind of treat this like I just bought a brand new laptop. Basically, I did all types of upgrades with the RAM and thermal paste, and I basically got the hard drive out of this and swapped it over to the other one, to the laptop, just because this hard drive, it's probably corrupted. It keeps crashing. I system restored it, and I think it just built a partition, but the original like passcode or just any that might have been the corrupted part without an update with the Upside DIY. So I've got this laptop pretty much painted, even though the touch-up paint is a little off or something like that. This is only the bottom piece, and it's real important that I kind of get this I a t-shirt, but I did a few upgrades. 8 gigabytes RAM, DDR4, PC4, the battery, changed the thermal paste. A good tip on cleaning the fan blades is actually using like a piece of newspaper, spraying it with peroxide, and sticking like a newspaper in there. And sometimes these fans, they're just like vacuum cleaners. They want us like pull in dust or air, and then the inside of the grill heatsink might be um, clogged up. And then there's this hard drive. This is a Windows 8 hard drive. It says 320 gigabytes. Um, and the operating system is actually on a hard disk drive. I've switched out a XP Dell, and this was the original 1 terabyte. I unlocked it, and I found the laptop and unlocked it, bypassed the administrative tools, but not everything was, especially, well, everything was working on it. It just started crashing somehow. Maybe the hard drive is bad itself. Um, but then, yeah. So I need to get this. So this caddy goes with this laptop. So basically, now I'm just going to try to clean up and try to pretty much source out where I put the the spare battery. So let's compare the DDR3 with the DDR4, and it seems like the notch is a little bit more. The pins are more different. It's pretty much half an inch difference. So just with the original 2 gigabytes DDR4, got a sleeve basically, and that's a little RAM for an envelope for RAM. And I'm kind of just sorting them out in one spot for now, but I'll probably never use that. And here's the DDR, or here's the 8 gigabytes. So I put the 8 gigabytes in there, and then now I'm going to try to mount this RAM and have this mostly put together for pretty much the just in case, because it's just holding on to with the pins. So I'm trying to connect this battery, and most of these ribbons are in there. And then I gotta connect this keyboard. So we got the powered. Basically, trying to use a old hard disk drive. So just try to power on or something. So this should try to boot up from that hard disk drive and things like that. So this is, I just want to really, I didn't have to do it this way. I could have fully assembled it and everything, but I wanted to just, and it's saying getting devices ready and stuff. Thing is, when the bat, I don't want to keep, the getting ready and stuff like that. But it seems the motherboard wants to work or kind of do its thing, but then it starts, and then now it does a little quick restart, and it should go into the logging in screen. So I shouldn't have really put this laptop like this. But just to show you guys, I, just the, trying to micro repair a system would be kind of opened up, powered on, and tested little, just the chips, certain parts. So this is a part of the micro repair process. And it does go into a login screen. And here's a Windows 8 system that is usually there. Everything, as I mentioned, was working fine. So I think swapping out the hard drive, even being unlocked, just because the system recovery didn't unlock every single operating system. I mean, it may seem like that, but I think it gave it a little bit of a partition for certain administrative tools or something with the passcode. And I'm not sure if you guys want to watch a long or a video about every little. I actually, like, when I go to editing and stuff, or it's not with the laptop, it's with my smartphone, and basically I cut out a lot of stuff just to make an interesting video, so that to the basics. So hold on, I gotta clean the battery. So there's basically two, and repairing laptops or assembling laptops isn't, you should actually have a lot more space, just because when you're assembling this laptop, there's going to be screws that are everywhere. So what you want to do is actually have the back panel, and maybe have like Q-tips or something skinny to stick up, so that you can actually match it up. And because the main thing is some of these board some of the screws go through the main board, and screws into the cover of the laptop. So if you haven't seen this, you could pull this snap ring right here, and the screwdriver extends up. So the power or the battery plug kind of so just wiping down a few things, and then I could use a pair of tweezers to actually handle this small connector, this battery connector right there. And I think I've shown it before. So the battery connector is in there. Just make sure that it's you can kind of see the slot. So now the keyboard goes in. And yeah, just hold the wire basically. I mean, and also, d- I mean, it's enough space. It's a really good thing to actually do it underneath. Still gonna need some work, but so I mean, still gonna need some cleaning. And just to finish assembling, I'm gonna put in the DVD ROM, and then add the small screw. And I'll say DVD ROMs are quite, uh, it's really useful, I think, just because, especially RW, you could really back up a lot of DVDs and get blank DVDs. And also, even though it doesn't hold that much, there's software that can compress files. So I turned the laptop two screws underneath. I'm gonna just test it to see if the power's on. And sometimes it restarts and stuff like that with it. So my Windows 8 hard drive booted up. I could switch it to this hard drive, but and it's gonna boot up Windows 10. But as I use it, it might crash. So even this hard drive might crash. It just depends the workload and stuff. But it powers on, and I just typed in the passcode. Now it wants me to go to PC settings to activate Windows. So there's always something new or bugging. Then if you want to activate online, you need to connect to the internet, or you waiting to connect activate by phone. If you want to activate, or you can call us waiting to connect. So now it's all, even though it still kind of brought me to the main screen, so I could actually do a lot of stuff. There's actually a Bluetooth devices. Opens added Bluetooth device show. So everything seems to be working. I want to see if I could go to like the libraries and Windows operating system. So yeah, 250 gigabytes and things like that. Use, but 214. It's supposed to be like 300. Compress the drive to save disk, but allow files on the drive. The drive to save disk cleanup. Allow files on the drive to have file properties. Compress files also. Okay. So this uh other laptop and things, it basically you know, it's interesting to actually like, and it not really crashing too hard, but so to boost up things, I'm gonna really like focus sometimes on, you know, being being more I would say like more on good things basically. A lot of stuff like just Saturday. So especially if you like buy a used computer that somebody unlocked with passcode and stuff, and if you're not like paying attention and stuff, like the computer down just so I could finish